Kelsey Plum has now joined the Indiana Fever. The team shared the big news, and yes, it's really happening. This might be the smartest choice she has ever made. After Sabally decided to leave the Dallas Wings and join the Indiana Fever, it looks like big changes are happening all over the WNBA. But why?
What is going on in their locker room? Like, this Aces team is falling apart. This is not a coach that I would want to play for.
If you're watching closely, it's easy to see who's set to rule the 2025 season. Players aren't just trying to win, they want to shine next to Clark.
You don't have it every year. It's not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in the...
Plum chose to sign with Indiana, and let's be honest, she's not just any player. She's won 2 WNBA titles, been an All-Star 3 times, and changes the game. Now she's teaming up with Clark and Sabally to make a powerful trio. The Fever are ready to take over the league. Sure, Caitlin can handle things on her own, but when players like Angel Reese, Aja Wilson, and Kennedy Carter are coming after you, having strong teammates by your side makes a big difference.
We have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. Just won't. And I'm sad about that because I really like that. They were a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too.
Plum has been the key player for the Las Vegas Aces, a team winning big because of her. Now, she's the center of trade talks. In 2024, she led the Aces by scoring 17.8 points per game, making defenders struggle. If she leaves Vegas for Indiana, it's not just a trade. It's a huge change in the league's balance. The Indiana Fever aren't just any team waiting for luck. They've been working hard, building a group that looks like a future powerhouse. Caitlin Clark, the rookie star already playing like she runs the league, is leading the way. If Plum joins, it's like adding rocket fuel to a fire that's already burning bright. Picture Plum and Clark playing together. Defenses wouldn't stand a chance. But let's be real. This move could make the Fever true title contenders, but it could also shake up the Aces in a big way. Losing Plum would be like pulling the base out from under a tall building.
Age reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege. It's like, it's just her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's...
Sure, Vegas still has great players, but replacing someone like her, that won't be easy. Now, before you wonder, didn't the Aces lock Plum in with that big $249,250 Supermax contract? Yes, they did. They even made her a core player, which sounds permanent, until you remember how the WNBA works. Contracts here aren't set in stone. They're more like rough guidelines. A sign-and-trade deal could happen faster than Plum drains a 3. And if the Fever come calling, Vegas will have to think hard. Keep Plum or stay flexible for the future? You think the Aces front office is sleeping well right now? Here comes the Golden State Valkyrie.
They went from dominating the league, winning back-to-back championships, literally having teams craft their roster in order to beat the Aces, is now the team that did not live up to expectations this year, and is a team that's one by one falling apart in front of our own very eyes.
The WNBA's brand new team, practically shouting, "Hey Kelsey, don't forget your California roots." And here's a fun twist. Their head coach, Natalie Nakasi, used to coach Plum in Vegas. The pieces are falling into place, and a move back to California doesn't seem crazy. The Valkyrie are like the new kid at school who already knows everyone and has the coolest stuff. But here's the thing. While they might be tempting, the Fever's rise and Caitlin Clark's huge popularity make Indiana just as exciting.
Chicago, as we just said, has Tyler Marsh as their head coach. He was also an assistant for the Las Vegas Aces, so that's caused a lot of back and forth because they've had 2 now assistant coaches leave. Natalie Nakase is now the head coach of the Valkyrie.
Plum has big choices, and every one of them is interesting. Statistically, Kelsey Plum is a powerhouse. She shot 36.8% from 3 in the 2024 season, which is solid. But remember that playoff game against Seattle? Just 6 points on 2 for 9 shooting. A game like that makes you wonder, was it just a bad night or does Plum need a fresh start to get back to her best? Either way, teams are watching closely because players like her are rare. She's a proven winner, and any team that signs her instantly becomes a real title contender. Then there was the situation with Aja Wilson. Some thought her comments downplayed the success of players like Kelsey Plum and Paige Buchers. To many, it felt like she gave Plum a compliment that wasn't really a compliment. That video didn't sit well with fans. It left Aces supporters, WNBA fans, and Plum's biggest followers feeling uneasy. Now, let's turn our attention to the Fever, because their situation is just as interesting. Kelsey Mitchell has been the heart of Indiana since 2018, and her 2024 season was amazing. She scored 19.2 points per game and made over 40% of her threes. She's faced tough times, losing her father last year, but came back even stronger, leading the team and helping younger players like Caitlin Clark. The Fever quickly gave her a $618,000 extension, proving she's their franchise star. But if Plum joins, what happens? Does Mitchell step back? Do they share the spotlight, or does the team struggle with too much talent? It's like having two queens on one throne, chaotic but thrilling to watch. Let's talk records because Caitlin Clark shattered them like glass. She broke the WNBA single-season assist record with an incredible 337 assists, beating a mark that had stood since 1998. Oh, and she became the first rookie ever to get multiple triple-doubles. Yeah, she did that too. She's not just playing, she's changing what a rookie can do. But the best part? Her impact isn't just about her stats. Clark made everyone around her better. But here's where it gets interesting. The Fever are rising just as the Las Vegas Aces are falling apart like a sandcastle in big waves. The whole league has been upset for months. Players are in commercials, living like celebrities, and losing focus. Once the WNBA's strongest team, the Aces now seem lost. Their playoff collapse against the New York Liberty was rough. Their offense dropped by nearly 7 points. But the drama off the court made things even worse. General manager Natalie Williams and key assistants have left, forcing head coach Becky Hammon to fix the mess. Even after winning back-to-back titles and making another deep playoff run, the Las Vegas Aces fired GM Natalie Williams. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson is trying to keep things together, but players like Tiffany Hayes are reportedly questioning the team's culture and future. The dynasty feeling is gone. "I'm going to go out there and try to be the best," Wilson said. "People call me the best player in the world, but I want to be the best person and teammate. That's how I bring out the best in my team." But don't forget Kelsey Plum's rough playoff game. Just 6 points on 2 for 9 shooting in a crucial moment. That's not the Plum we're used to. Sure, bad games happen, but when a team is already struggling, performances like that don't help. Now with rumors swirling about Plum leaving, the Aces are facing a huge identity crisis. If she goes, they're not just losing a top scorer, they're losing a key piece of what made them great. Rebuilding after that, not going to be easy. Meanwhile, in Indiana, the Fever are ready to pounce. With Clark Mitchell and rising star Aaliyah Boston, they're already building something special. And if Plum joins them, the Fever could take over the WNBA. But let's be honest, adding Plum isn't as simple as it sounds. It brings big challenges. How do you fit another top scorer without messing up the team's chemistry? Can Mitchell and Plum share the spotlight without clashing? It's a big risk, but if it works, the Fever won't just make the playoffs. They'll be championship favorites. The WNBA is changing in ways we've never seen. The once dominant Aces are struggling, while the Fever are rising to levels they haven't reached in almost a decade. And leading the charge is Caitlin Clark, a rookie already playing like an MVP. Whether the Fever add Plum or stick with their current squad, one thing is certain. This team isn't going anywhere. The league's power is shifting, and if you're not watching, you're missing one of the best stories in years. The Aces may be falling, but the Fever? They're just getting started. And trust me, this is only the beginning. At the end of the day, this isn't just about one player or one team. It's about the WNBA's balance of power shifting right in front of us. If Plum joins Indiana, the league gains a new powerhouse, and the Aces are left fighting to stay on top. The Valkyrie could jump in and change everything, or Plum might surprise everyone and stay in Vegas. No matter what happens, one thing is clear. This kind of drama makes the WNBA a must-watch.